Good afternoon. I have a bunch of bacon grease here, and what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to clean it so I can keep it. I have no idea if this is going to work, but what the dog is having problems back here. I'm sorry about that. We've cooked up bacon, and lots of times we'll just cook the bacon over and over again in the same grease, in the same frying pan. And I've collected all this bacon grease, and I'm going to try to boil it and purify it a little. I have no idea if this is going to work, but you'll be on the journey with me, and we shall see. So I'm going to put all this grease in here, and then I'm going to bring it to a boil. Okay, that's my big frying pan, my cast iron frying pan here, y'all. And so I've got all the grease in there, now in here, and I'm straining it. So let's see if we can get a little bit more of that out of here. And now I'm going to turn this burner on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil this water. I've got water in there, and I'm going to boil the water. My burner didn't come on all the way. I'm going to boil the water, and then I'm going to let it set, and I'm going to let the grease, the bacon grease solidify, and some of the impurities will fall to the bottom. Now that right there that you see in the strainer, I'm giving that to the dogs. They'll love that. So now I'm going to bring this to a boil, and it's kind of like rendering lard, but this is not truly lard. This is just bacon grease. So we'll see when this comes to a boil. Okay, as you can see, this has come to a boil. So I'm going to let it come to a little bit bigger boil than that, a little bit more rolling boil than what it is. So just a second here, let's see. See if all the little pieces in there that I see, there's from my, I'm trying to clarify all my bacon. What I'm basing this on is how you can't speak. What I'm basing this on is how you clarify lard. Well, this is not lard. It's bacon grease, but it's basically the same thing. So I'm going to try to see if I can clean it up a little bit. And let me see. Okay, I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the gas, and I'm going to let this cool off a whole lot, and we'll see what happens. Now from what I understand, when you're doing lard, you have to do it 2 or 3 or 4 times. So we'll see. Okay, y'all, here's after it's firmed up in the refrigerator. So maybe I'm expecting too much here. I don't know, because this was, after all, this was bacon grease and not regular lard. But now I'm going to take it out of here and leave the water in the bottom, and I'm going to put it over here in this bowl. Well, as you can see, it did work. Look at the impurities in that water. And then here's the grease. I was a little uncareful and kind of stirred some of that stuff up. But I'm not going to let this go to waste. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in a bowl so the dogs can drink it if they want to. And then I'm going to get some fresh water, and we'll start again. So there we go. We got some fresh cold water, and we're going to bring it to a boil again, and do this one more time, where I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it harden up, and we'll see. That's I don't know. There was a lot of impurities underneath. I didn't think it was working, but maybe it is. So we'll see. But this is the second time. Okay, y'all, sorry about my light here. We've got a storm coming in, and I had to shut my back door, so I don't have much I don't have any natural light. All I've got is artificial light. But there it is. It's coming to a nice boil. So I'm going to turn it off. Let that cool off. And then I'll put it in the refrigerator. And we'll take a look-see. So that's round number 2. Okay, here we go. It has solidified, and I'm going to take the solid part off the water and put it in the bowl. Okay, here is the grease taken out of the water. And the grease is, the water is not that cloudy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one more time. And I think that that's about as clean as I'm going to get it. So let's see. Well, like I said, I didn't know if this was going to work or not anyway. But we'll see. You can see the impurities in there. But it's not as white as I thought it would be. Now, maybe it's because some of the grease is kind of burnt. I'm not sure. But we're going to do this one more time and see what we get. Okay, so here we go. I've got fresh, clean, cold water in there. I put the grease back in there, so we're going to bring this to a boil. And this is the 3rd time, I believe. I'll have to check back, but I think this is the 3rd time, but this is the last time I'm going to do it. So, be back. Okay, y'all, this is the 3rd boil, and it's a nice, good, rolling boil now. And I think this is the last time I'm going to do this. I will let it cool off, put it in the refrigerator, let it solidify, and then we'll see what we come out with. I wish I had kept a little piece of the first to do a color comparison with, but I didn't think of it. So this is the last boil, and when we come back, it'll be this solidified. So I'm going to turn off the gas now and let it cool off enough to put in the refrigerator. Okay, they say 3rd time's a charm. So this is the 3rd time. I've got an old lard bucket here, and I'm going to put this in that old lard bucket. I'm going to have some more bacon grease, it looks like. But right now I'm going to put that in the lard bucket. I'll be real careful not to get, or to get as little water as I can, and not to stir up if anything is on the bottom. Okay, here you go, y'all. That water is pretty clean. So I think that's the best I'm going to get right there. I had never planned on using this for deep frying. I had planned on only using it for maybe biscuits, pastries, making a pie crust, making bread, making cornbread, maybe when I'm pan frying some chicken wings, pan frying some chicken or something, to use it like that. I never intended it for it to be a deep frying alternative, but it will be good for frying eggs, that sort of thing. It'll bring a little bit of flavor to the whatever I'm cooking, unlike using plain oil, or unlike using something like Crisco, which I don't use Crisco brand. But I'm satisfied with what I got here. It's not white like lard, but it's going to serve the purpose for what I want. Now, I will store this in my refrigerator because it's from cooked bacon. Now, that's the only reason I'll store it in the refrigerator. I'm real happy with it. I'm looking forward to making I've got some chicken wings and chicken legs in the freezer, and I'm going to oven fry them, and I'm looking forward to using this oven frying that chicken. So thanks for watching, and this is what happens when you try to clean up some bacon grease. So you might want to try it, and maybe if you do it more times than I did, but that water sure does look awful clear, that may be the best I can hope for. But I'm satisfied. So thanks for watching. Bye.